Today our friend Excella is going to compare the More4apps EBS Toolbox with DataLoad Classic for creating fixed assets. She's going to load 50 assets against a single book and assign each of them to a location and expense account. So let's see how she goes. And on the left we see the More4apps Asset Wizard, on the right the DataLoad Classic sheet, and she's already filled them both with the same dataset, though it was more complicated in DataLoad with all those keyboard actions intermingled with the data. Okay, time to kick off both the loads. In the More4apps tool, the upload dialog appears and the wizard is validating the rows. On the right, the EBS forms are open and DataLoad is populating the fields. On the left, the asset wizard validation results are there and she can see one error, but the rest of the data is okay and loaded into Oracle. Now she just needs to go and correct that one with the error. In the data form, she can use the controls to search for the right value, but actually it's easier to just make the change in the worksheet. She'll copy a valid value up from the record underneath, and she clicks on Upload again. Job done. The assets are all created in the More4apps Asset Wizard in just 37 seconds. But over on the DataLoad sheet you can see the process is still going and she's still entering the second asset. We've had to speed this footage up or we'd be here forever, but we can see it's taking about 20 seconds per asset. And then at some point we notice something's going wrong. The form validation failed and now the keystrokes are all out of sequence. DataLoad has got itself all tied up. If Excella was watching carefully, she might have stopped it straight away, but she's distracted and it takes a while to notice. Now she'll have to figure out what the problem is. And that's not always straightforward in DataLoad. It can be hard to identify the record with the bad value, and it's easy to waste a lot of time figuring out what's been loaded and what hasn't. And when she's figured it out, she stops the process and finds the issue. It's that invalid asset key. In the DataLoad sheet, she can't determine the correct value, so she has to step back to the forms to figure out what it should be, and then she copies it into DataLoad. She'll kick off the load again, but she has to do some housekeeping first to make sure she doesn't load the earlier records in twice. And off it goes the second time. We're winding the clock forward because we want to get to the end, but it really is taking a long time. And if that was our only concern it would be one thing, but DataLoad comes with other problems. Her computer is completely tied up during this process, so Excella can't get on with any other work. And there's always a risk that the forms fall out of sync with the load instructions, particularly with DataLoad Classic. If the form's response is too slow for the datasheet, for whatever reason, things break down. And sure enough, we can see that's happened. Something's gone wrong, and it's got stuck, crashing against the validation in one of the fields. It takes a moment for Excella to notice, but when she does, she quits the load. And if she's lucky, she'll be able to figure out which record struck the problem, and be able to find it in the datasheet. That one there. Back in the form, she needs to cancel the broken data entry attempt, and then restart DataLoad again. From row 42 this time, and off it goes. Speeding things up again gets us to the end quicker. Hopefully this time we really get there and don't strike any more problems like we just did. But look at all those minutes piling up. And then finally it's finished, just shy of 18 minutes. Put that next to the More4apps EBS Toolbox result and it's clear which is better. No comparison really, the Asset Wizard is nearly 30 times faster. And don't forget, with More4apps you get great added features like advanced in-sheet validation, flexible layouts, built-in download capabilities, and more. Visit our website for more information. Thanks for watching this video.